Did you know that ethnically diverse staff face different challenges than the majority in the workplace? Or that they are less likely to get heard or let their voices to be heard? In this video, I want to talk about the different challenges that ethnically diverse staff face in the workplace, as well as what you can do as an ally to help them to be heard and to be engaged. Hi, my name is Suki, and I am an ICF credential coach based in New Zealand, empowering women of color around the world to gain the confidence and clarity in their career and leadership. I also help organizations navigate this complex space of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I equip them with knowledge, tools, and the confidence to grow and retain their ethnically diverse staff. As an ethnically diverse person myself, I can relate to the challenges that people of color face in the workplace. You might have heard some of these already, and in this time, I would really like you to hear them from a place of empathy and understanding. Imagine what it is like for you if you were in the same situation. How would you have felt? Because it is from this place of understanding and empathy that we really get a shift in our mindset, and that we will have a personal impetus to do something differently in this space. So one of the top challenges that ethnically diverse staff face in the workplace is the pressure to conform. The pressure to be like the majority, whether that is in our behaviors, our attitudes, our looks, or in our interests. We do everything we can to assimilate because we think that is what it takes to succeed. We devalue our cultural backgrounds and experiences because they are not valued. They are actually getting in the way. So it is very common for us to deny or hide that part of ourselves. Another challenge that ethnically diverse staff face in the workplace is that we have a lack of role modeling. Because we are seldomly represented at the top of the leadership table already, we find it difficult to find role models that look and sound like us. We question ourselves, what makes it different for me to make it to the top when everybody else has failed? On top of this self-doubt, there's another challenge of being stereotyped or typecast into certain roles. This impacts on how we're being perceived and the amount of opportunities that we can get our hands upon. All these factors, amongst others of course, contribute to the slower rate of ethnically diverse staff being promoted. And this in turn contribute to the persistent low rate of representation that we see at the leadership table and boardrooms today. I know this field of diversity, equity, and inclusion is big, it's confusing, and can be very overwhelming with the amount of advice that is out there. You can feel like that it is a minefield that you need to navigate, and you're scared to take the next step. But I'm really here to say that I'm just really grateful that you are here today listening to this video, because it shows that you are curious, you are engaged, you want to do something about this. And let's make it as safe of an environment as we can be so that we can learn together. So the first tip I'll give to you as an ally is that to acknowledge that ethnically diverse staff have a different experience, a different lived experience than the majority of your staff. So this means taking the extra time to understand, to ask, and next time when someone comes to you and say, hey, I just think that I got shut down in that meeting by somebody else. Was it really just me? Instead of you saying, oh no, I think you're just overthinking it. I don't experience the same thing. It's to really take the time and say, hey, I'm sorry that has happened. I'm here to understand more. Is there anything else that I can do to help you to feel more heard? And are you okay? And the second step of being an ally is to actively help build this inclusive culture. Now that you understand that ethnically diverse staff face different challenges than the majority, you are more likely to be able to spot situations where ethnically diverse staff are getting excluded. So when that situation arises, that's when you use your power as an ally to speak up, to advocate, to ask for more inclusion. because research shows that when minoritized group or discriminated groups speak up about their challenges, they're more likely to get penalized and not heard. Whereas you are an ally, you are already in the majority and you are trusted. So it's really important that you help us to put in the effort to build that inclusive culture. I know this might not be what you're looking for in terms of what to do in your diversity, equity, inclusion, because I'm not here to tell you that unconscious bias training is like the first step or the silver bullet. But what I'm here to tell you is that if you're able to acknowledge that we have different life experiences and that you're able to actively help build that inclusive culture, these two things will really help you to have the foundation to take whatever actions that you need to take. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and do join me on my diversity talks and workshops that are coming up. Check out my website for that detail, and do book me in for a 30-minute chat if you want to talk about this topic further. And keep an eye out on my website because I'll be publishing a starter guide for employers on diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'll see you in the next video.